Well, welcome back. We're talking about pre-approvals with Michael Haigh from City Mortgage. And I have to tell you that this is a phenomenal time for you to be buying a home, despite what the newspapers say. And I will touch upon that in the final segment. But for now, we're going to talk about here, we have a smart buyer. They know it's a great time to buy, Michael, and they're going to come to you, and they want a pre-approval. What are critical things that you look at in order to judge what they should be pre-approved for, such as FICO scores? Because I know that creates a lot of confusion in the market.
Sure. We kind of start with really what the client thinks that the range that they're looking at.
You actually ask them.
Sure. Oh, of course, yeah. And
some lenders, it's like, what do you want?
And then from there, we kind of sit there and say, well, how much money do you have to put down?
Okay.
Because again, that's one of the more critical parts. And we also want to make sure that the clients are comfortable, because they're going to be going from, in the most instances, going from being a renter to a homeowner. And sometimes bridging that gap can be a little scary. Mm-hmm. So even though in the industry we will allow people to get to certain ratios or a certain amount of income towards their housing debt, we still want to make sure that they're comfortable.
Mm-hmm. Well, and they're not going to be going into the foreclosure.
Right.
The big foreclosure.
Right.
Well, get behind in arrears because they wreck their credit at that point.
Right. And there's other things that go on as well.
Exactly. But Michael, FICO, what is that? I mean, what is that? Is that a conglomerate of all of your finances? I mean, people have thrown that out, and I know it's all of the different
credit bureaus.
Credit bureaus, thank you very much, that get together and decide this. But how? Do you even know that? I mean, what is it? It's like a magic formula. Well, I can walk around and say, my FICO is 800 or however high it goes.
And FICO, again, is what the credit bureaus use, and it's a very complicated formula.
Okay.
What FICO really is how you have demonstrated that you handle your credit in the past. And for some lenders, that's good enough. Other lenders look at some type of predictive modeling that FICO will not capture. But for the most part, that's what drives most people, is their FICO score. A lot of times I suggest to clients to actually go get a copy of their credit report. There's a free credit report agency where you can go and actually print up and look at your scores and what credit you do have, because some people don't even know. Mm-hmm. But a lot of times it's kind of an eye-opener to say, wow, I didn't realize that PG&E bill last time I moved has actually come to haunt me, and they never sent me a bill, but yet it's a collection on my credit. Mm-hmm. So we do spend some time going over it.
And that does happen.
Yes.
I went through a divorce, and I had big and tall men chasing me down for some clothes, which you can tell I really do fit right into. But I didn't know until I went to get something for a credit something, and it's very odd. And people say, common names, things will pop up, and you have to get that going.
Right, and one thing I know a lot of clients, and it's important for them to know that when you get pre-approved with one lender, for the most part, the other major lenders will be approving you as well. So it's not necessary to get pre-approved at every major lender, because too many inquiries on your credit also has a little negative impact as well.
You know, I've heard that, and so if somebody is inquiring, and what would cause that? Car loans, or just trying to get pre-approvals in several spots?
Right, and see, part of the problem too is people become rate sensitive at the pre-approval stage, and you can't really lock an interest rate at a pre-approval. I mean, there are ways to do it, but for the most part, you're not talking about locking a rate. And many times people will be looking at and change their mind as to what loan products they think they should have, because again, we go back to financial correctness and cash flow. And most of the time, cash flow wins out. So, you know, the pre-approval process is a time to be looking at different programs, to be kind of looking and seeing what is out there in terms of rates. If you have selected a product and you're comfortable with that, then you can kind of shop some different rates. But probably the most important thing is you can't shop lender A one day and lender B another day, because the market rates change throughout the day and definitely are different from day to day. Okay. So again, you don't want to become too rate sensitive in the pre-approval stage.
Okay, and we'll talk about that. See, you're going to cut right to the chase, and before you know it, you're going to own a house. So stay tuned.